Hey everyone, it's Josh Campbell from the OSU Extension Office, and today I'd like to tell you a little bit about some things that you can be doing around your home with indoor plants. I'm actually outside while I'm doing this. You do want to be careful with houseplants. They are going to be accustomed to tropical type conditions, so anytime you give them a real shift in temperature, it can be stressful on them, but it's pleasant enough outside today. Here are a few houseplants that I have around the office here, and you can see they're in kind of various stages. This one here is one that was kind of sprouted next to a larger plant, and so it needed to be pulled off, and it's going to be propagated to become its own potted plant and to thin out the pot that it was in. This one here is looking pretty good, but it's starting to outgrow and kind of overfill this pot, and so it really needs to be potted up. Lastly, I've got one here that's looking a little bit sad. I think it has been in this container for far too long and hasn't been getting as much care as it probably needs, so it's looking a little bit stressed. And so potting it up, giving it a nice new bit of soil, and just giving a little bit of extra care to it will help perk it up. So the first thing you're going to need is to select a pot that's just a little bit larger than the one that you're going to be pulling the plant from. I pulled out two pots here, and in this case I think I'm going to go with this green one. It is quite a bit bigger, but I think it's going to allow some good space for this plant. The second thing you're going to need to consider is that a lot of house plants are going to need pretty good drainage, and so if you use a plastic container like this, sometimes they have little elevated areas to help improve drainage, but I like, especially if I'm going to be using a terracotta pot or something, to put just a piece or two of the terracotta material from a broken pot. The next thing that you're going to need is some potting soil. As you increase the pot size, you're going to need to make sure that the plant that you're putting into the new pot is going to sit relatively at the same level in terms of the depth of the plant where it meets the soil in the new pot. And so oftentimes that means you're going to have to add some soil to the base of the new pot in order to let the plant sit up at the right height. I'm just going to tease the roots a little bit. There are not too many roots, so it's not too root bound, but I'm going to tease them a little bit, encourage them to start searching out for new space to grow in this pot. I'm going to add some soil here to the sides of the plant just to make sure that there's enough soil around the plant to hold it sturdy. What I like about these plastic pots like this is they actually have a drainage lip, so as the pot drains, its overflow is held there in the bottom. If you decide to use a terracotta pot or something like this, you will need to make sure that you're using a base at the bottom to help hold some of that water that drains out. I hope that you found some of these tips I've given you for potting up and caring for houseplants helpful. And as you practice safe social distancing and you're looking for things to do around the house, I hope that these tips have been encouraging to you. I'm Josh Campbell with the OSU Extension Office. Visit our website facts.okstate.edu to learn more about this and other topics.